Hi guys, and welcome back to UX Clicks. We're here to help coach designers of the future. Today we thought we'd get together and have a little chat about our worst job interview experiences. So why don't you start, Anastasia? What's the worst job experience you've ever had?
Okay, so just in general, jobs interviews are, I think, quite stressful.
They are indeed.
And when something actually goes wrong, it's even makes it even worse.
It's good though, keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. In general, jobs interview I think are quite useful, and I try to go to as many jobs interviews as I can, even if I am actually in a job.
I definitely don't do that.
I quite enjoy it, so my worst job interview, I think it was the one when I actually was starting in finance, so I really wanted to start contracting in finance, and so I was really stressed about that interview. As I entered the room to meet the person that was going to interview me, it became apparent that the recruiter gave me the wrong time. So when the person interviewing me entered the room, he was super angry and upset with me straight away. So I thought, wow, that's not the best beginning. But obviously it became quickly apparent that it wasn't my fault that I was late half an hour in his head. It was just recruiter just mixed up the times. And to make things worse, actually, it turned out that he was really upset because he had tickets to go to a theater after interview, so he was really upset he won't be able to spend enough time with me before he has to leave. Anyway, that was really stressful. I really didn't like it because we sort of started off with a very kind of bad mood and vibe in the room, but I tried to make a lot of jokes and so on. So that actually relaxed the situation, and we sort of I ended up getting the job in the end, but it was really awkward, and I didn't know. I thought I was gonna just go home basically.
Funny.
So what about you? What's your experience with?
Yeah, I've had a few actually.
Oh, you had a few.
Yeah,
okay.
but there is one that sticks out way above all of the others, and it felt like it was a never-ending experience. It was for an old agency I used to work for when I was permanently, or an agency part of the kind of collective of group of agencies, and so they called me saying would I be interested. It was actually for a government role, something that I hadn't actually had the opportunity to do, so I was kind of interested, and I thought, agency, I do quite like working with agencies. They can be kind of good fun. But so I had 2 phone interviews, which were quite long. Each of them were maybe an hour and maybe a bit more. And then I was put onto the next level of the individual in the agency. And then they kind of said, yes, definitely, we'll get you to sort of come in. Can we put you in front of the client for a client meeting in the afternoon? I was already in a contract at the time, so I was thinking, okay, this is a bit awkward. How am I going to do this? But it's fine. I'll kind of manage it. So I agreed to that, and then they said, oh, can you prep some work to present to the client, like wireframes for this project that they were working on? And I was thinking, okay, well, how the hell am I going to do that?
So you had no idea about the project?
I had no idea about the project or anything, and they were just saying, can you put together some wireframes to talk about this? It was really weird, and they also did the same with another contractor.
So you realized that when
I got there, yeah, it was the weirdest afternoon ever, because I was called into this office, and they didn't actually have a UX person their side in the government, so they pulled in the head of research, and then they were asking me to articulate what I did in my experience and talk through these kind of wireframes, which I put together with no understanding of what the project was at all. I got a really vague brief and was thinking, oh, okay, maybe you'll do something. It was I really hate being put in a position like that.
Yeah, well, because you're not prepared, so it seems
yeah, I
like
mean, how can you be prepared? In that situation?
Exactly. And it seems like they just did interview / pitch for their client.
Yeah, exactly.
basically.
That was exactly it. And so they pulled me in to make them look good, and then the way that the government works is they have the luxury of a massive research team, and they work alongside user experience designers, and they do all of the research for the UXers, and they kind of quite sort of lead the process. So when I was describing my process as a product designer, I said, obviously, the most important thing is research. I wouldn't do any project without having done some level of research and continuing this on through. And this kind of head of research just really didn't like the fact that I was saying I would be doing research, because obviously it was kind of stepping in on her role. So everybody was on board with me and they liked me, but she was kind of thinking, oh, I've got a few other questions I want to ask you. So she then set up another interview after this third interview. This was the one they had taken time off of work, the role I was currently in, to have the afternoon off, lost some day rate on that. Then they wanted me to take another interview, so I had another interview with her lead UX guy, who said, oh, I had no problems at all articulating what the process was, and then they said, oh no, he's not kind of quite right.
Oh well, I think
it was a great lesson, because it was
what was your lesson that you learned?
Well, my lesson was you're not a right fit for everybody, and I just generally think this woman had a bit of a bee in her bonnet, because I was talking about research, so that was quite challenging for her. Why would a designer want to do research? And she couldn't even articulate to the recruiter what was the problem. They just said he's not going to be a right fit, and so my takeaway on that was to be very cautious about getting yourself into another situation like that, where you're sort of pushed to come up with wireframes in no time at all, and without any understanding of the product, and trying to make sort of another company look good. It was all very strange.
Okay, well,
is that a clear takeaway on that? No,
I think so. I think that's a takeaway. In general, probably it's good to be careful with not doing too much work for free.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's a good takeaway.
It's easier to say later on in your career, but
probably in the beginning it's not that easy. Yeah, it's not that easy in the beginning. But the point is, everybody has bad experiences with jobs interviews,
100%,
and hiring process is tricky. So if that happens to you, please don't sort of get upset or disheartened, because it just happens to everyone, and it's just part of the job, is managing that as well.
Yeah, it's part of life. Enjoy it.
Cool.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, please comment below. Otherwise, please subscribe for our channel for more videos like this. Thanks so much.
Cheers.